Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to share my homemade salsa recipe with you. So I've been doing it this way for quite a while now and I really like it. It's so delicious. We go through a lot of salsa at my house. I make it pretty much on a weekly basis. So I actually don't measure everything out. So I'm going to give you approximate measurements in the description box. So make sure you check there, but they're not going to be exact just because I don't necessarily make it with the exact same amount of products every time that I make it. So what you're going to need are some whole tomatoes. So I got this bulk here from Costco. It's the Bright House Organics Vine Ripe tomatoes. I'm going to take 3 different types of chilies. Like I said, I don't make it the same every time. Sometimes I use different chilies, but these are yellow chili peppers, these are jalapenos, and then these are serranos. Sometimes I like to use habaneros because those are even hotter, but I don't know, I just make it different every time, and you can do it, I don't feel like you can really mess up salsa, honestly. I don't think you can mess it up unless you add too much salt or something like that. So I'm going to take a whole yellow onion, and I'm also going to take some garlic. I like to buy this bag of garlic just because it's already peeled and it's just ready to go. It's just easier than having to peel it yourself. And then I'm going to take some salt. And you'll also need a half a lime. You can use a whole one if you'd like, and some cilantro. I use like a head of cilantro. Is that even what it's called? I'm not even sure if that's the proper description. But so with the chili peppers, I cut off the stems and I actually leave the seeds in. Some people like to remove them, so you can if you'd like. I already cleaned my onion, cut it in half, and now I'm going to cut the halves in half. I just want to work in smaller sections on the onions because I am going to broil everything rather than blend everything raw. I just think it tastes better this way. So I'm also going to take some garlic. I used 6 cloves of garlic, and I actually cut my lime in half because I'm only going to use a half a lime, but you could use a whole one if you'd like. So again, these are the peppers. These are the yellow peppers. I took 3. I took 4 jalapenos, which you see 3 here, but there's 4, and then 3 serranos, and 6 garlic cloves. And then again, I'm going to use half a lime, and I think I have 14 tomatoes here. This is a pretty big batch of salsa, but we go through this very quickly. So I'm going to set my oven to broil on high, and then I'm going to hit start on my oven. And I'm going to place all the tomatoes on a baking sheet and put them in the oven for about 15 minutes, could be 20 minutes. It depends on your oven. Mine is gas. It tends to cook pretty quickly. So I like to put them in there until they get a little bit browned on the top. And then once they get browned, I turn them all over so that I can actually brown the other side a little bit. So you just want to check on them on your oven just to see how long it's going to take to brown them a little bit, and just go from there. So just keep an eye on them. Once I turn all the tomatoes over, I'm actually going to add everything else, like the chilies, the onions, and the garlic, onto the baking sheet because I'm going to now broil these. I like to put the tomatoes in first sometimes, especially when I'm working with this many tomatoes, just because they take a little bit longer to cook than the rest of the items or the rest of the ingredients. So I place them back in the oven, and now I'm going to go ahead and set my timer. I'm going to put these in there for 20 minutes, and I'm just going to keep an eye on them. I want to take them out when they're a little bit browned. So I actually set it for 20 minutes, but 10 minutes in, I will turn over the chilies and the garlic and the onion because I want those to be browned on both sides. I didn't show you that clip, but that's what I like to do. So now they're all ready to go. Took them out of the oven, and as you can see, the chilies are a little brown, the garlics are browned. The onion probably could have gone in there a little bit longer, but it's fine. I usually don't put it in there prior like I did with the tomatoes, but you could totally do that just so they get browned a little bit more. So now I'm placing all of the products in I'm placing all of the ingredients into my blender except for the chilies. Now the only reason I'm doing this is because my daughter, she's 2.5, she likes eating salsa and chips with us, but she doesn't want it spicy. So I'm just going to go ahead and blend everything except for the chilies just so I can make a little separate batch for her. So if you have somebody in your family like kids who wants non-spicy salsa, then you can make a separate batch. And if you don't like spicy salsa, then you can put less chilies in there. Just keep that in mind. So I blended everything up, and now I'm going to use some salt. I did about a teaspoon of salt, which wasn't enough. And I'm sorry, this clip is so shaky. I'm actually holding my phone while I'm recording. So I took that and placed it in the blender. And you really want to do salt to taste. You want to start small and then just kind of taste it and see if you need to add more. I usually need to add more, and I did add more, but I just didn't show you in the video clips. So that teaspoon just definitely wasn't enough. So I would say I probably use like maybe a tablespoon and a half, maybe more. And then I'm going to squeeze the half of lime into the salsa, and I'm just going to blend the rest of it. So my blender has a pulse button. I actually like to pulse it versus continuously blending it, just because I want it to have a little bit of texture. I don't want it to be too blended, and I don't want it to be chunky either. So you can just blend to the consistency that you like. So this is the little batch that I set aside for my daughter. It wasn't very much. I should have done more than that, but she loves it. And now I'm going to go ahead and add the chilies and blend it again so that it's spicy now. But if you don't have, somebody who wants non-spicy salsa, then you don't have to do this step. You can just blend everything all together at once. So once it's blended, that is it. So we go through this, like I said, on a weekly basis. I make a really big batch, and we just eat all of that. Like all that you see there, we eat all of that within a week. And we like to eat it with chips and salsa. We put it on our eggs. We make tacos pretty frequently. So we just use it for a lot of stuff, and it tastes delicious. If you don't want to broil the tomatoes, you can use canned diced petite tomatoes. I've done it that way, and it comes out good as well. But I really like to broil the tomatoes. It just gives it this really rich, delicious flavor. I just feel like it tastes much better that way. So either way will work, but I prefer this method. So that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys. Have a great day. Bye.